This is from Handy Pantry. It's called 5-part salad sprouting mix, and I got it at a health food store here in Tulsa. It's got alfalfa, radish, mung bean, lentil, and broccoli. And this was my first package of stuff that I bought, and I just want to show you how I do it. So you just pour in some seeds to cover the bottom of a mason jar like this, and it doesn't need to be very deep. Just a nice little covering like that. I soaked the seeds all night, and now I'm just going to stretch this hose over the top. It's a little hard to do one-handed. Got the hose stretched over the top, just draining the water out. So now I'm going to call this day one, the start of day one of just sitting with these moist seeds. Putting them back in a dark place in my kitchen and laying a towel over them. Just keep them in the dark. Here's day two of the sprouts. I'm getting ready to rinse. It's early morning. And here's what it looks like inside. So I'm just going to stretch this pantyhose over again the top of the lid and rinse it out, and try to rinse it 3 more times today. And by the way, it seems like if I've missed one of the rinses in the past, it hasn't really mattered, but I try to rinse it morning, and then when I get home in the evening, and then before I go to bed. Here's day 3 of my seed sprouting. If you look inside the jar here at the top, you should be able to see that there's some little white shoots starting to come off of some of the seeds. I've just been letting my seed jar, sprouting jar, just sit on its side instead of straight up and down. It just gives more surface area inside for the seeds to kind of spread out. And notice that some of the seeds will stick in the bottom there and stick like that. I just haven't been concerned about that. Just let them stick if they want to. Here's day 4 of my sprouts. And they've really exploded from day 3 to day 4. Look how full that's getting now. See if you can see inside there. Here on day 4, I've switched containers because the sprouts were getting so big, and they were filling that jar so much that there wasn't much room left to expand. I could have just started in this bigger jar, but just to give you an idea of the difference, what's in the bottom of this pitcher was, there's still plenty of room to grow. It's not even half full. It was about to fill that container. I'm continuing to let these sprouts sit back in the dark corner of my kitchen, just kind of in the shade. Doesn't matter if a little light gets to them, but I just cover it for another day or so with this towel. And no direct sunlight gets on them, and it's just kind of shadowy back in there. And then in another day or so, I'm going to let it sit out in the indirect sunlight so the chlorophyll can green it up and make it really nice. I'm going to leave this out on the counter, not in direct sunlight, but in indirect sunlight, just where the light of the room can get to it, and that'll help green it up some more. Okay, this is the evening part of day 5, and now these sprouts, I got them in the sunlight a little bit today, and you can see that caused the chlorophyll to green up in here from the sunlight. It was just indirect sunlight, and they are just cram-packed in this pitcher now, so that when I reach down in there and try to get a hold of some and pull them up, they're just masses of this stuff in here. So I can either leave it out a little bit more tomorrow to green up even further, but that is a bunch of sprouts. This is early morning, day 6, and we've already eaten a bunch of these sprouts last night for dinner. But this is what you do. You put them in a Ziploc bag now and store them, and they'll keep for quite a little while. I'm not sure how long because we've always eaten them up before they've gone bad, but I've had them in for more than a week before, so I know they keep at least that long.
So now that you've got your Sprouts all ready to eat, what do you do with them? Well, you can put them on a sandwich, you can put them on top of soup, you can put them on just about anything. They're very good to eat. You can eat them alone, put them on a salad, on a burrito, on a taco. Just experiment and have fun. They're very nutritious, and you'll find lots of uses for your Sprouts.